Everything starts in the mind. Before you can achieve anything significant in life, you have to get your mindset right. Think about it. Every action, every decision, every single thing you do is shaped by how you think. If your mindset is weak, your results will be weak. But when you develop a mindset that's unshakable, when you train yourself to push through doubt, fear, and negativity, that's when you become unstoppable. It all starts with what you believe about yourself. If you don't believe you're capable, if you don't believe you have what it takes, you'll never even try. And if you do try, you'll quit the moment it gets hard. But when you truly believe in yourself, when you decide that no matter what happens, you're going to make it work, that's when everything changes, because belief fuels action. It gives you the strength to keep pushing when things don't go your way. It gives you the resilience to keep moving forward even after you fail. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they give up too soon. They hit one roadblock and they convince themselves it's a sign to stop. But that's just an excuse. The truth is, success is reserved for those who refuse to quit. It's for the people who get knocked down 10 times and stand up 11. It's for those who understand that every challenge, every setback, every so-called failure is just a test to see how bad they really want it. The key is to reframe how you see failure. Instead of looking at it as something negative, start seeing it as feedback. It's not a stop sign, it's a lesson. It's showing you what you need to adjust, what you need to improve. The people who win in life are the ones who take those lessons and use them to grow. They don't dwell on their mistakes. They learn from them, they adapt, and they come back stronger. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when you want to hit snooze, when you want to take the easy way out, when you feel like it's all too much. And that's exactly when you have to push the hardest. Because that's when most people quit. That's when they tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year. And before they know it, they're stuck in the same place, wondering where the time went. Don't let that be you. Success isn't about being the smartest, the most talented, or the most gifted. It's about having the mindset that refuses to quit. It's about training yourself to push forward no matter what. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. And when you master your life, you become truly unstoppable. Most people let their thoughts control them. They wake up every day already defeated because they're focused on everything that could go wrong. They hesitate, they overthink, and they let fear hold them back. But the truth is, fear isn't real. It's just a story we tell ourselves. The difference between someone who succeeds and someone who stays stuck is simple. The successful person refuses to listen to the voice of doubt. They take control of their thoughts. They rewire their mind to see possibilities instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. You have to condition your mind like an athlete conditions their body. Every day you need to feed it with the right information, the right thoughts, and the right beliefs. If you let negativity, doubt, and distractions take over, you're training yourself for failure. And let's talk about self-doubt, because that little voice in your head telling you you're not good enough, that's the voice you need to silence. That voice is lying to you. It's trying to keep you comfortable, trying to keep you from stepping into the person you're meant to be. And the only way to shut it down is through action. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And the way you build it is by doing the things that scare you, by taking action, proving to yourself that you are capable, that you can handle whatever comes your way. You have to train your mind to see yourself as the kind of person who makes things happen. Start by setting small challenges for yourself every day. Push yourself outside your comfort zone, even in little ways. It could be waking up an hour earlier, pushing harder in your workouts, speaking up in meetings, or committing to learning something new every day. These small wins add up. They strengthen your belief in yourself. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people do what needs to be done no matter how they feel. They understand that feelings are temporary, but results are permanent. You don't get fit by working out only when you feel like it. You don't build a business by working only when inspiration strikes. You don't master a skill by practicing only when it's convenient. The best in the world show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not, because they've trained themselves to be disciplined. People love to talk about motivation like it's this magic force that's going to carry them to success. But here's the truth: motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. One day you wake up feeling inspired, ready to take on the world, and the next day you don't even want to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation, you'll never achieve anything great, because the moment it fades, you'll stop. The real key to success isn't motivation. It's self-discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early when you want to sleep in. It's putting in the extra hours when no one's watching. It's sticking to your commitments even when the excitement wears off. Most people fail not because they're not talented, not because they're not smart enough, but because they lack discipline. They start strong, but the moment things get uncomfortable, they stop. They let their emotions dictate their actions instead of making their actions dictate. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But if you don't train it, if you constantly give in to laziness, to distractions, to comfort, that muscle weakens. And the problem is, the weaker your discipline, the harder life becomes. Every time you hit snooze instead of getting up, every time you procrastinate instead of taking action, every time you break a promise to yourself, you're reinforcing the habit of quitting. And quitting becomes easier the more you do it. If you want to build unstoppable discipline, start by doing the hard things first. The things you keep putting off, the things that make you uncomfortable, attack them head on. The more you push through resistance, the easier it gets. And here's the thing: once you prove to yourself that you can do the hard things, your confidence grows. You start trusting yourself. You start realizing that you are in control, that you don't have to be a slave to your feelings. That's when real power kicks in. The secret to discipline is creating habits that remove choice. If you wake up every morning and have to decide whether or not to work out, you're giving yourself a chance to back out. But if you make it a non-negotiable, if you decide once and for all that this is just what you do, you eliminate the need for willpower. You don't argue with yourself. You don't negotiate, you just do it. That's how discipline is built: through consistency, through repetition, through refusing to entertain excuses. And let's be real, there will be days when you slip, days when you miss a workout, when you eat the junk food, when you procrastinate. The problem isn't failing. The problem is letting failure become a habit. What separates winners from everyone else is that they don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, a bad life. They get back on track immediately. They don't dwell on their mistakes. They correct them. One misstep doesn't define you. What you do next does. The best way to stay disciplined is to tie your actions to a bigger purpose. If you're just forcing yourself to wake up early or work hard without a reason, it won't last. But when you connect your discipline to something meaningful, whether it's building a better future, proving something to yourself, or making an impact, you find the strength to keep going. It's not just about doing the work. It's about knowing why the work matters. Most people will never reach their full potential because they wait to feel ready. They wait for motivation, for the perfect moment, for everything to feel right. But if you keep waiting, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, discipline is what creates results, and results create motivation. The more you see progress, the more motivated you become. But it starts with discipline. It starts with taking action before you feel like it. It starts with proving to yourself over and over again that you are stronger than your excuses. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how you feel, it's about what you do. And when you master discipline, when you stop letting feelings control you and start controlling your actions, nothing can stop you. The difference between those who stay stagnant and those who become unstoppable comes down to one thing: growth. If you're not constantly improving, you're falling behind. The world doesn't slow down for anyone. Every single day, someone out there is getting better, learning more, pushing themselves past their limits. And if you're not doing the same, you're getting left behind. Success isn't about luck and it's not about talent. It's about developing yourself into the kind of person who can handle success. Most people stop growing the moment they leave school. They think learning ends with a diploma. They settle into routines, get comfortable, and wonder why they never get ahead. But growth is a lifelong process. If you're not learning, if you're not stretching yourself, if you're not constantly upgrading your mind and skills, you're setting yourself up for mediocrity. The people who rise to the top in any field aren't the ones who started with the most advantages. They're the ones who committed to never stop improving. The key is to develop the habit of learning every single day. And I'm not talking about passive learning. I'm talking about intentional, focused improvement. Reading books that challenge your thinking, studying people who have achieved what you want to achieve, taking courses, listening to podcasts, finding mentors, whatever it takes to sharpen your skills and expand your mind. Every piece of knowledge you gain is another tool in your arsenal. And the more tools you have, the more problems you can solve, the more valuable you become. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to apply what you learn. Too many people consume information but never take action. They read books, watch videos, listen to advice, but they never implement any of it. Learning without action is just entertainment. Real growth happens when you take what you've learned and put it into practice. Try it, test it, make mistakes, adjust. That's how you truly master anything. And let's talk about skills. Because the level of success you achieve will always be tied to the level of skill you develop. If you want to earn more, create more, achieve more, you have to become more valuable. And value comes from skill. If you're in business, you need to become better at sales, better at marketing, better at leadership. If you're an athlete, you need to refine your technique, improve your conditioning, master the mental game. No matter what field you're in, the principle is the same. The better you get, the more opportunities open up for you. The best in the world didn't get there by accident. They put in the hours. They studied their craft. They practiced relentlessly. They treated improvement like a mission, not an option. And they didn't stop when they got good. They kept pushing until they became great. That's the mindset you need to adopt. You have to commit to relentless self-improvement, not just when it's convenient, not just when you feel like it, every single day. There will be times when it feels like you're not making progress, times when you question if all the effort is even worth it. And this is where most people give up. They expect results overnight. They want instant success. But mastery takes time. Growth isn't always obvious in the moment, but every small improvement adds up. The hours you put in, the skills you sharpen, the knowledge you gain, it's all compounding, even if you don't see it yet. And one day, that effort pays off in ways you never expected. The people who win in life are the ones who refuse to stay the same. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for opportunities. They prepare for them. They understand that success is something you create, not something you wait for, and that requires a commitment to constant, never-ending improvement. So the question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to invest in yourself, to develop your skills, to push past your current limits? Because the moment you decide to grow, to learn, to improve every single day, that's the moment you separate yourself from the average. And when you do that, nothing can stop you. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect plan, waiting until they feel ready. But that's why most people never get anywhere. They hesitate, they overthink, and they let opportunities slip through their fingers. If you want to become unstoppable, you have to break out of that cycle. You have to take action, massive, relentless action, not when it's convenient, not when you feel like it right now. Success isn't about having the perfect plan. It's about moving forward even when things aren't clear. Too many people get stuck in their heads analyzing, planning, preparing, but never actually doing. And that's the problem. You don't learn by thinking about something, you learn by doing it. You gain experience by taking risks, by making mistakes, by adjusting and improving as you go. The most successful people in the world didn't start with all the answers. They started before they were ready and they figured out along the way. The truth is, action creates momentum. The more you do, the more confidence you build, the more steps you take, the more opportunities you uncover. But if you just sit back and wait, nothing changes. No matter how much you read, no matter how much you plan, nothing happens until you move. And movement is what separates those who achieve from those who just dream. There will never be a perfect time to start. There will always be obstacles, always be doubts, always be reasons to put it off. But every day you wait is a day wasted. If you have a goal, start now. Not next week, not next year, now. Even if you don't have it all figured out. Even if it's messy, even if you fail. Because every step forward teaches you something. Every mistake sharpens your skills. Every challenge makes you stronger. And this isn't about taking one big leap and hoping everything works out. It's about showing up every single day and doing the work. Consistency beats intensity. The person who takes small, disciplined steps every day will always outperform the person who goes all in for a week and then disappears. Because success is built in the day-to-day grind. It's built in the moments when no one is watching, when it's not exciting, when you feel like giving up but push through anyway. Most people stop when things get hard. They hit a roadblock and they slow down. They don't see results fast enough, so they quit. But that's the test. That's the moment that separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. When you hit a wall, you have two choices. Stop and stay where you are, or push through and grow stronger. And every time you push through, you build momentum. You build resilience. You prove to yourself that nothing can break you. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Too many people never start because they're afraid of failing. But failure is part of the process. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. The only way to truly fail is to do nothing. Because every failure brings a lesson. Every setback makes you tougher. Every mistake is an opportunity to get better. The people who win are the ones who use failure as fuel. They don't let it stop them. They learn, they adjust, and they keep moving forward.